All right, y'all, welcome to The Perfect Dating Life. Getting the girlfriends who make your friends jealous and your family overjoyed. Because we know that, yeah, it's really fun to make your friends jealous with the kind of girls you're dating, but if they're just a couple of hussies from the bar, you don't want to bring them home to mommy and daddy. You want to bring home something real nice. And what I found is, especially with the people that I work with who are, start out in their mid 20s to their late 40s and 50s, they're looking for somebody special. They're looking for somebody serious. They're over just dating random people and, no matter how sexy, and they want somebody with both. They want the depth. They want the looks. They want the fun personality. They want everything. And that's why I made this program for you. So let's get right into it, guys. I want to let you know who this is for. Now, if you're out there currently out in the dating world with your blinders on, dating random women who you don't really care for and they aren't particularly excited about being with you, this is going to be for you. Now, if you're a committed beginner starting from scratch and are ready to build a powerful and easy system for dating life, instead of wasting years and money trying to figure it out on your own, it's also for you, motherfuckers. If you're already quite the charmer with women and you want a simple formula to get you to the serious advanced level, something I find about guys that are already pretty good with women and they didn't have to do that much work on it, they don't really know why they're very good with women. Maybe because they were just born with the right genetics and they look really good and their personality is always upbeat and positive naturally, so they didn't have to do that much work. But they don't really know exactly why they're getting the success that they are, and because of that, they are not being as efficient as they possibly could be, which is slowing them down from finding that soul mate. What this program is really great at, and it's one of those programs that can really balance both for people that are already pretty good with women and want that structure to make them razor sharp, efficient. And it's also good for the beginners that really have no idea what the fuck they're doing. To the guys that are already good with women, they're going to see a lot of this advice and be like, I do that. And I didn't even realize that I do that. And that's going to help you out because it's going to help you be more razor sharp. Like I said, it's going to help you go, oh, okay, now I know what I was doing. I'm going to do more of that, and I'm going to do less of that stuff he said not to do. Anyway, let's move on. Now, if you're 40 years old and you keep asking, I already said this at the beginning, but are there really women out there that are beautiful and interesting and someone I could settle down with? It's going to be for you. It's also, if you've taken a kind of program from a dating company or PUA and you don't want to feel like a sleazeball getting coached by weird, creepy, rapey turds, this is also for you because the only reason the media really likes me and I got a lot of publicity and I have done no marketing up to this point for my business and have gotten such success is because I have kept so strict and to the highest standards of making sure that I'm authentic and live and teach by the highest morals. Basically, I think I don't want to teach anything I wouldn't want my parents to be, negative about. But at the same time, there is no negotiating value. In fact, you get more value this way because honestly, mostly the creepy ways, people know what creepy looks like. And, when you learn something creepy and you bring it to a real woman, she's going to notice it from a mile away anyway. Anyway, you're in the right spot, as I'll definitely have some great stuff for you. Now, here's what you'll learn this week or today or whenever you're going to finish this program. A very specific, researched, and proven process to meet, attract, and date hot, amazing women. When I say very specific, I hate wasteful advice. I hate reading a book that was like really good in my brain, but afterwards I was like, I'm not really going to use any of that. I hate that shit. The guaranteed area of your dating life that is absolutely killing you, and you would never guess it. And also the absolute worst places to meet amazing women, why you go there anyway. I, for years, did these things. Specific websites that help you find great women and tricks for hacking them to your advantage. I don't like using the internet primarily. I don't like primarily using the internet for meeting women. I like using it as a tool to help me meet more women in real life more quickly. Basically, I don't like wasting time on the internet. I'll explain the surprising truth about how you should act around drop-dead gorgeous women and why that way everyone else tells you is killing your chances. This is something that changed my entire life with meeting women. Also, how to build and leverage a social pipeline that brings you a consistent flow of women in your life. This is really big as well because there's some ways to just, I found I used to get women randomly and I would have some good success, but I really wouldn't know how to keep the flow coming. So that was really powerful as well to build that. Now, 2 fun and super useful gifts for you hanging out to the end of the day. Something important that I'm pushing for you right now is I don't want you to go through just 2 chapters of this program and then go, all right, I got enough. I know what's going on, and then leave. I don't want you to just quickly go through this and not really gain any value from this. I want you to really study this, man. So turn off your cell phone. Do whatever you can to focus 100% on this program we're about to learn right now because it's really important. And I want you to go to the end. And my gift for you in doing that is I'm going to give you this book, my book called The OkCupid Blueprint, for free. This thing is great because it's actually really short. It's under 50 pages. And it's straight to the point. I basically give you the exact dating profile that I have, and I'm just going to let you copy it, and then I'm going to give you the exact messages that I send to women, let you copy that. And those are my 2 favorite parts of the book. Anyway, next, I'm going to give you a secret Facebook group for you to network and connect with other like-minded, non-creepy guys on all things dating and lifestyle, as well as my favorite place for answering all of your questions. Now, a bit about me. As you can see, I started out as a hefty boy, what my mommy would call husky. We would go to the mall and she would go, where's the husky section? Growing up in an Italian family, they did not want me to be skinny. They wanted me to have always a second helping of dinner and always finish my plate. I was a chubby little baby. It has cursed me up until this day. As you can see, I was sort of a social outcast, didn't have many friends. I was really weird and quirky, as I still am. But at that time, I really didn't know what to do with it because not a lot of people knew how to, act with me. They didn't know how to be friends with me. Not up until 7th and 8th grade, really, when I made friends with these 2 crazy guys. They were, two of the coolest people in my school at the time. And for some reason, they just met me and they were like, this guy's kind of crazy and he's kind of weird. I like him. Took me under their wing, and I really appreciate that. And they kind of showed me my strengths and how great they were. And they also helped other people see how cool I was and how my unique characteristics really were really valuable and really attractive. And this changed my life forever. Ever since then, I was a different person. And I think, now that I think about it, that is why I am who I am today. I was always a very nerdy, geeky guy. I still am. But I know how to take that and make that valuable now. And that's what I do for a living with other men. My clients, they're all my best friends that I see the unique qualities of and the strengths of. And I want to bring that out for them, show them how great that is, and I want to help them show that to other people. Because I really, truly believe that the number 1 people in the world are the odd ones. And that's why number 1 is an odd number, baby. I saw that quote somewhere. It's not mine. Naturally, in high school, I started a band with my friends, and, you know, it was a huge passion of mine. Once again, I took my weird, quirky strengths and I put them into something that was cool. And here's in college, there's me in college, and that's my best friend in college, and that was my girlfriend in college, and that was my first girlfriend ever. And we were in love, and she was awesome. And, there was definitely, if you look at these pictures, you definitely see an evolution. Let's move on. Now, as I was in college and after college, you could see my weirdness did not go astray. That right over there in the next picture is a live kitten, and I am holding it in my mouth with my teeth. And this is the way that I live my life. Very weird and very strange. However, in this next picture here, you see me in one of the top clubs in New York City with a girl that I was dating, and you could see how I've evolved. And let me tell you something. I have not changed my personality. I have always stayed the same quirky, weird, nerdy guy. I just learned how to package it well. I learned how to focus it well. I learned how to make it attractive to people. That's what I'm all about. I'm not about changing yourself, adding fake stories to your life and, acting differently. I don't want you to act differently. God damn it. Over here in the bottom, you could see I'm hanging out with my buddy Sting. And this is this is my favorite club in New York City, actually. Naturally, the New York Times wanted to cover me after a few years of living this lifestyle in New York City. And they also were really able to notice that, the reason why they gave me my own dedicated article in the New York Times, the headline in the Metropolitan section, is because they saw that I wasn't a scammy, creepy, rapey dude like all of the other dating coaches. They saw I was somebody different that was giving real, authentic help to men and results. And that's why they covered me. And as you can see in this picture right here, that's me chatting with a cutie. And here's one of my clients chatting with another cutie. And I can't believe that the photographer got such a great shot. These women literally had no idea that there was a photographer taking pictures of us. And he was standing literally, I'm not joking, like 2 to 3 feet away. This photographer, he's a New York Times photographer, so we did amazing. Anyway, let's move on. Okay, dabble into my story. I had no idea what I was doing. For most of my life, feeling horribly rejected by women, especially after I had broken up with my first girlfriend. Kind of jumped back into the dating world in college and realized that women just, they don't give a shit. If they don't like you, they don't like you. They'll move on, baby. I had no system also, like I mentioned before. I kind of was just throwing my personality at the wall and seeing what stuck. And that made for random success, but nothing that I could control. And that's what I hated. I couldn't control it. I struggled for years. And what happened, and here's the interesting thing. I was always nerdy and geeky, but I remember somebody in school once told me something, and it didn't insult me, but I never really get insulted really easily, but it was so true. They were like, you hang out with all the nerdy people, but you're not actually good at nerdy things. You just hang out with them. And I was like, oh, fuck. So luckily, I became actually really adept and knowledgeable and intellectual at a certain topic, and that was social skills. The second I realized that you could actually control your social skills and you weren't just a victim to whatever your personality could throw at the world, I became obsessed. In 2004, I had a popular blog charting my progress. It was really interesting. I had 50 to 100 comments on every blog post I made. And a lot of great things came from that. But it was because I literally became obsessed. I watched every video and read every book on dating and PUAs. I read tons of self-improvement books. I read tons of books on social skills, body language, and conversation. I did an incredible an incredible amount of self-exploration and experimentation. I always ask myself the question whenever I had a problem, why is this happening? Why do I feel this way? How do I get out of it? And I always took down notes. I was my own guinea pig for all the experimentation. I took the best of what I learned and implemented, tweaked, and tested, and I concentrated on the most vital aspects of it all to create the most efficient system. And this, guys, is really how my personality works when I find something I'm passionate about. I'm a purist. I want the basics, the essentials, the magic, and nothing else. I love getting rid of the fat because I don't like wasting time. I like to be as efficient as possible. I want what I want, and I want to get it, and I want to go. I don't want to mess around with routines, tactics. Oh, give high fives to girls. Oh, pump yourself up. Oh, it's all too much work. I don't want to work to do this shit. I just want to go in, get what I want, and go. I want the absolute nugget. So what I uncovered is nobody really knows what the hell they're doing. And I'm being serious about this. When it comes to dating coaches too, especially, they really don't know what they're talking about. They basically just take what they've learned from other people, repackage it, and sell it to you. They're not very good with women. They don't have that much success with women. And I'm telling you, the top guys, the top companies, and you say, oh yeah, well, how do you explain the pictures and the videos they show of picking up women online? Dudes, these motherfuckers will videotape themselves 100 times at least to get one shot of them having some weird fluke success with a girl that they met on the street, or some random, like, oh, I got a number, or I got to make out with a girl on the street or at a club. Do you know how many times they filmed to get that shot? You know how many failures they did until they got something that was like cool looking, but doesn't actually bring long-term results? It sickens me to know that there's dating coaches out there like this. Most of them are, because they don't really, this isn't a regulated area. So anybody could just say they're a dating coach, make weird, like scammy videos, and market it to you and say that they're good with women. Anyway, natural men have no idea how they're getting the right women. Like I said before, they know that they're good. They don't know really how they're good. So they can't be more efficient with it. Clueless men have no idea how to get women. Dating coaches and pickup artists are, for the most part, fake. And I'm going to tell you that a million times. I can't explain it enough. Maybe I'll go into it later, but I'm too annoyed by them already. If you've ever paid for or bought, and you've had a little success from the products, that's great, and I'm happy for you. But, I mean, for the most part, they're making you do more work than you need to. And this is what I say right here. They teach inefficient, creepy, immature, and largely unnecessary tips and tricks to wow you and get you feeling like a false king. Okay, did I have mistakes and setbacks? Yes, years and years of taking the wrong path after wrong path. I purposely see every possible scenario through so that I'm absolutely sure there's not one nugget that is useful to me. So this is something that I do because, once again, I don't like having any stone unturned. If I'm going to go down the wrong path purposely, I do so because I want to make sure there's not one nugget that I could take. So I will go down the path of being the most nice ass-kissing guy with women you could ever meet for literally like 3 to 6 months. I will do that to see, is there any value in this? Where is it? If I find one nugget, I take it. I will go down the path of being a douchebag to women for months at a time. And, largely it's unsuccessful, obviously, but is there a nugget of value in that? Why? Can that nugget be separated from the douchebag persona altogether and put into an actually authentic personality? I do this all the time. I treat myself as a human guinea pig. I will drop my self-esteem for months at a time just so I could experiment with a new way of going about things. But guess what? After all this, success did start to happen. Here is, once again, my first girlfriend. I found her quite gorgeous. And this isn't even a great picture of her. I just didn't want to go rooting through all my old photos to find a better picture. But yeah, she was great. And, a lot of my study and work was attributed to meeting her and getting her as my girlfriend. Anyway, an interesting turn. As I started coaching, it ended up I was a natural teacher. I didn't know this, but I realized to be a good coach, you actually have to be a coach. Like, you actually have to know what the fuck you're doing. It ends up that I have a talent as a teacher. I didn't know this. It just happened that I never really had much experience or knowledge or talent in certain things so that I could teach. So with my purest mind, I knew how to take complex theory and explain it in a way that gives you a better grasp. I'm really good at taking things that are really hard to understand, concentrating them, and delivering them to you in a way that goes, I get it now. I was incredibly motivating, became really good at personalizing my teaching. And it's interesting, because I have the same system, I still take, everybody has a different issue. Everybody has a different personality and experiences and beliefs. And that's why, once again, I have the same system, but I package it differently for everybody that I taught. 10 years ago, I coached my first student for free. I did this because I didn't know if I would be a good coach yet. I wanted to know, would I actually do well? He came and spent the weekend with me from New York City. He loved it. And that was the moment I go, okay, I'm really good at this. I started holding weekend boot camps. This was based off the blog that I had that was funnily titled, My Birthday Ponies, Tips on Getting Girls. Of course, I always make sure that I have some weird, unique flavor to whatever I do. People flew from all over the world and the country to come learn from me. They loved it. I had guys come from Asia, from the UK, from Pennsylvania, from Texas, from California. It was great. But I had to remodel the program because I took a step back and realized, yeah, the boot camps are good, but I feel they could be better. They're not getting everything that I want them to get out of it. So I created a one-on-one long-term mentoring program. And I want you to realize nobody does this except for me. Nobody teaches men one-on-one for a year and longer, a year, 2 years straight every week. They may have, 10-week program or whatever. Not a 1 year program. There's a big reason I do this. I gave them incredibly personalized 24/7 access to me, as though I was a Shaolin teacher and they lived at the temple. The funny thing is, results skyrocketed to weird levels. Men started going from good with women to masters, and I knew I had something unique and special. This is when the New York Times got a hold of me. I realized that the boot camps gave men a short-term blast of success, but the mentorship, this mentorship I was giving, the new thing, it gives them forever charm. And this is my dream for, my clients, and this was my dream for myself. How could I get to this? Because I don't like having to think. I don't like having to put effort. I just want to go, get what I want, and leave. That's it. Just wherever they walk, they're just saying perfection without even thinking or trying. I mess with their brains and habits so damn much that they just eventually go on charm autopilot whenever they want. They could turn it on without even an ounce of effort, like flipping a switch. Once again, there should not be work in this, and I'm going to explain right now. I've been doing this so long that I realized dating is natural. It's primal. We're made to meet women. Meaning, if it's difficult to do, then you're doing it wrong. You've been taught wrong. It should be easy, like breathing. If you're struggling, you are doing it wrong. Now, that being said, of course there's going to be struggle, but that struggle is a little bit different. That struggle is based merely out of habit. Old habits die hard. So if you spend every day playing video games and not socializing with anybody, going into a social environment is going to be hard for your brain, and you have to get over that initial hump. But once you get over the initial hump, after a couple months of being social, it should not be a struggle for you. If it is, you're doing it wrong. So another big thing I'm all about, and you could probably tell by now, I'm about leveraging your own personality. I believe what you were given is the strongest tool you have, and that is true. This is why I don't give you tricks, tactics. I'm about bringing out your true personality and bringing that to people. Now, here's the biggest change I've seen in myself and in my clients once I started implementing this headspace, removing the game mentality. Coaches make you see this as a sport so it could become a challenge to you. Getting with women is so easy, it shouldn't be seen as a sport. If you are, then you're doing it really wrong. Remove the sport mentality. And what I mean by this is, man, when you see, and this is taught to you by not just dating coaches and PUAs, but your parents, your friends, movies teach you that going up to a stranger, a woman, a pretty woman is difficult, and you have to impress her and show her all these things, and you have to do work, and basically it's a sport, it's a game. You have to win the game. And the huge thing that you are going to have to separate yourself from, and this is where you can honestly end the course here if you wanted, because this is the biggest thing you're going to probably learn today. Separate winning the game and hooking up with great women. Okay? Those things do not go hand in hand. You can separate those. Lose winning a game. I don't want to win a game. I hate games. I was never good at sports. I was never good at Monopoly. I was always bad. Everyone always beat me. I don't want to win games. This isn't a game to me. I just want to meet great women. That's it. That's all I want to do. I don't want to have to challenge myself. I don't want to have to work really hard, and I don't want to have to spin and dance and jump over hoops and jump through hoops and whatever the fuck. I just want to go up to a girl and have fun with her. That's it. Now, guys, I don't spew bullshit. What I'm about to teach might seem obvious or simple or even not valuable. It's because you've been spewed bullshit about dating all your life. Dating the women you've always wanted should feel normal. Period. What I'm saying is, dating coaches, PUAs, anybody, they get a rise out of feeling the need to give you tricks, because tricks feel substantial. It feels like a tool. It's like, oh, okay, I have this trick and I could use it. You don't realize you don't need the trick. Throw it out. All you need is here. What the problem is it's really hard for people to understand. Wait, here? How do I bring that to them? So it's only about learning how to deliver who you already are. That's it. It's so fucking simple. Now, are you ready for the most simple and effective steps for creating a perfect dating life? I hope you are, guys, because we're about to go for a ride, motherfuckers.